Shri Guru Yatindra Raghavendraya Paramapuja Avatar Avadhuta Jagat Guru Shri Datta Ganapat Sachidananda Datta Babaji Shri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja Sharda Mataye Ramana Maharshi Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja Lahiri Mahashaya Yukteswaragiri Yogananda Gauranganitai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Trailinga Maharaja Bhet Narayan Sadashiva Brahmendra Maharaja Neem Karoli Baba Maharaja Adi Guru Shankaracharya Chandrasekhar Saraswati Maharaja Nagajata Jayalakshmi Mata Jillelamudi Mata Anandamayi Anagha Sameta Gurudatta Maharaja Tara Mata ki Jaya Ho Jaya Ho Shripadarajam Sharanam Prapatye. 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 Dear all divine associates and disciples of Samasta Guru Mandali, today also Jaya Namaguna Sankeerthana is very much blessed to continue Satsanga as a part of Bhakti Kriya Yoga to relearn the autobiography of a yogi, wherein which Paramapuja Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja and Paramahamsa Jagat Guru Sri Yogananda Maharaja blessed us to relearn from autobiography of a yogi, the fifth chapter, a perfumed saint displays his wonders. So the perfume saint is none other than Gandha Baba. Yesterday, our Jagat Guru, Paramahamsa, Yogananda Maharaja, and Samasta Guru Mandali blessed us to understand or to relearn that you speak with conviction, sir. I have long exercised an honest introspection, the exquisitely painful approach to wisdom, self scrutiny, relentless observance of one's thoughts is a stark and shattering experience. It pulverizes the stoutest ego, but true self analysis mathematically operates to produce seers. So, this was told by Yogda Maharaja while he was doing satsanga with the tall saint near Kali Mata temple in the holy premises of Mata Kali temple before the idol. So, Yogda Maharaja also instructing us one should have a component of bhakti to realize the self, even though when we do Kriya, energy, to gain energy or to re energize we prana, we have to also behold bhakti, the important component. That what Yogda Maharaj is telling us. He went to Kali Mata, he's praying, offering his prayers to Kali Mata, and then suddenly, because he was in almost, we all know that Jagat Guru Yogda Maharaja was full in search of his Guru, none other than Paramapuja Sri Yukteswar Giri Maharaja. However, we also have relearned that the Vedantic philosophy, which talks about IDNS yesterday, introspect or introspecting, detecting, and negate, and then substitute the bad thoughts with good thoughts, IDNS. And we also relearned that exquisitely the painful approach, because we will try to protect our ego, and it will act as a almost umbrella shading. So until we go with honest approach, we cannot get rid of that ego state. Everything is ego. I have to do live is a ego. Someone is coming or not, it's a ego. Everything is ego. You'll wonder. That is the reason Jagadguru Paramahamsa Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa Maharaja says that intensity, you grade it to, suppose 100% ego, you slowly come down. 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, and slowly from 10 to zero state. It takes maybe one lifetime or 600 years lifetimes. We don't know. Amma should bless us. So, what happens when we try to admix Bhakti and Kriya Yoga? Kriya, that's what Yoga Maharaja says. We have learned that when they collide exquisitely or exquisite way, it acts as a spiritual centrifuge. So, it does not gently polish the ego, it pulverizes it. The stoutest, most stubborn ego, very, very critical, because it is very clever than anyone. So it can survive years of intellectual study by turning scriptures into badge of pride. So we have to be very careful. But it cannot survive the combination of shattering emotional honesty and forced energetic upward movement. If bhakti and kriya are mixed, admixed, the combination of that will definitely shatter the emotional, the process will result in shattering emotional honesty and a forced energetic upward movement. That is, we call it as purification process. Train the brain. Every day Jayanamuguna Sankirtana is trying to, no, not trying. Jayanamuguna Sankirtana is blessed to continue the purification process and train the brain. So now the Satsanga continues like this. But true self-analysis, it, of course, you speak with conviction, sir. I have long exercised an honest introspection. So, the exquisites or exquisitely painful approach to wisdom, self scrutiny, relentless observance of one's thoughts is a stark and shattering experience because it will never, it is very clever than any being. That's what Yogda Maharaja says. It pulverizes the stoutest ego because it is very stubborn ego. The way of but true self analysis mathematically operates to create or to produce seers. So, Jayanamoguna Sankirtan is very much blessed to relearn from Jagadguru, Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa Maharaja, and the fond disciple Swami Vivekananda. So, what Vivekananda Swami used to say, Yogda Maharaja says, mathematically, analysis mathematically operates to produce seers. If the same process of bhakti and kriya, bhakti kriya, the energy and devotion, a combination of these two, with honest introspection and substituting negative thoughts with positive thoughts, will definitely lead or result in self actualization. So, mathematically, it is proved. For example, Swami Vivekananda Maharaja says that in order to isolate the truth, a true self from the ego, there is a mathematical calculation, he says. His Holiness Swami Vivekananda Maharaja says, if you wanted to do self analysis mathematically, then this is what the Vivekananda Swami Narayan is telling us. So, to isolate the true or true self, what is true self? The divine soul and the uh, Paramatman's, what do you call it, as a spark. A spark of Paramatma is nothing but a divine soul. So he says, in order to isolate true self from the ego, the axiom, the total experience is equal to the seer plus the seen. Yeah, Jayanamogana Sankirtana is requesting, no, it is order from Mahavatar, Babaji Maharaja and Yogda Maharaja. Please write, the experience is equal to the seer plus the seen. Now see the mathematical calculation. Total experience is equal to the seer plus the seen. Now see, look at who is the seer. Hope everyone started writing it. Total experience is equal to the seer plus the seen. The mathematical calculation for true self analysis. Right, number one. Now look at that. How does it goes? The seer. Who is the seer? For instance, it cannot be seen, touched, or described because it is not an object. The seer. It is a permanent subject. It is not an simple object. It is a permanent subject. The seer. So, when we are talking from the perspective of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, the seer is the Atman, Atma. That means the divine soul. A spark of the supreme consciousness, that is Paramatman. So, Atma and Paramatma. Hope everyone understood. The experience, total experience is equal to the seer plus seen. Now, who is a seer? From perspective or point of view of Bhakti Kriya Yoga, the seer is, it is not an object, it cannot be touched, it cannot be seen or described because it is not an object. It is a permanent subject. Truth itself, God itself is true. So, we have understood that seer is Atman. That means the divine soul within ourselves, and how the soul is operating, how the soul is getting energized. Simple. A spark of Paramatman, the supreme consciousness. Now, what supreme consciousness Paramatma is doing with us? Very simple. It is the silent, changeless witness. Now, subject is within ourselves. It is very silent, changeless witness. What it is doing? It sits quietly and watching the movie of our unfold life. So it is watching the movie of ours without ever being harmed or altered. Look at what Paramatma is doing. So please understand the total experience is equal to the seer plus the seen. Now, seer is the divine soul, which is a spark of super consciousness, God, Paramatma. Now, Paramatma, seer, what it is doing? The divine soul, it sits quietly. It is just watching like a movie. Neither it will alter or harm, just observing. What it is observing? Your own body. Now, very importantly, if we wanted to reduce or come back to the truth, truism, so we have to shatter the ego to the core. So the reduction is, for example, the body. Now we have understood, relearned what is seer, the divine soul. Now the seen. Who is the seen? Suppose I see my hand waving here because I can observe it. You can also observe it. The seen. So who is seeing? Myself seeing. The seen. Now the mind. What seer is doing? It is observing a passing thought of anger, lust, greed, everything. Because the divine soul can track its arrival and departure. That is the thought. So, thought is the scene. Now, the ego, most important. So, body, mind, ego, three mixtures. And a mixture of these three is seen. I observe my own sense of pride and identity under, or under pressure or fracturing under pressure. That is ideal. So it is to the core. My sense of pride and identity fracturing under pressure. Dukh. That means we are slowly go to negative side also, or to the body may think that we are highest order like that. So body, the mind, the ego. Now, why I can witness this collapse? Because there is a ego fracturing, identity, pride and identity fractured. That is the reason we are feeling bad or not good like that. So it is observing. Even here, the ego is the seen. So seer and seen. Now, what is the solution? In Gnana Yoga, in Vedantic philosophy, Samasta Guru Mandali says, the body, I see my hands, I can observe it, I am not the body. Number one. If truly we wanted to isolate the self from the, or the true self from the ego. Number two, the mind. I seen or the seen. I'm not the mind. Now, I witness everything, the ego, the seen, but I am not the ego. That means total experience is equal to, or Total experience minus the seen becomes the seer. Understood? The total experience, body, mind, and ego put together, total experience minus the seen becomes the seer. Now, what is interesting to all of us is that Guru Mandali and Yogda Maharaja says that when everything is observable and it is subtracted by the ego, which is reduced to absolute zero, are left only the remaining constant. What is that? The irreducible, the baseline, witnessing the consciousness. That is infinity. That means the seer. Look at that. This is the self analysis with help of mathematics. That what Yogda Maharaja is telling us. That but true self analysis mathematically operates to produce seers. If it is operated, if it is calculated and operated very well, that I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not the ego, I myself, I am something, even something is not there. Who am I? Shivan also doesn't know. That is state. It shouldn't be acting. That Shivana knows himself that Shivana is a professor, Shivana is doing that too, Shivana is doing this. Everything is recorded in the brain. Impressions. That also should be zeroed down. Then only the seer. It's not ordinary. That what? Generally, in one satsanga, one devotee was asking Shivana, what is how is the travel of spirituality? Then Shivana says, spirituality is not walking on roads, it is walking on water. Any time you can be dipped. Even if you know swimming, we cannot come back. It is walking on water. Spirituality is walking on water. We have to be very careful. From where the ego comes, we don't know. We don't know. Single element, 0.01% of ego state also is there. God is nowhere. So, actually, there is a famous saying of Guru Mandali, Blessed Jaya Namaguna Sankeerthana. मतलब में लाभ है लेकिन माता नहीं. This is a famous quote. मतलब में लाभ है लेकिन माता नहीं. Someone can write मतलब में. मतलब in Hindi means you are very shrewd, very clever, swarthy, selfish. मतलब. We generally we used to say, oh, he's very shrewd here. He knows how to make things possible like that. It is in worldly picture, it is seen as intelligence, but in spirituality, it will not push us anywhere or it will not help us to go reach anywhere. मतलब में लाभ है. मतलब में लाभ है means if you are shrewd, लाभ profit is there. मतलब में लाभ है लेकिन माता नहीं. माते नहीं. There is no goddess, no god. So we have to be very careful. So मतलब में लाभ है लेकिन माता नहीं. That what we have to understand. So the way of self expression, individual acknowledgements results in egotists sure of the right to their private interpretations of God and the universe. Now, by knowing little, people start telling so much. By knowing little, that is also one ego state. That's what Yogda Maharaja says. So, what happens? For instance, individual acknowledgements results in egotists. Why? Because that honest and painful self scrutiny crushes the ego and reveals true wisdom. So, simply prioritizing self expression leads to arrogance and subjective, flawed views of reality. We cannot see the reality, we cannot perceive. We cannot perceive. Truism is something different until it is experienced by heart. We cannot. Mata also should bless. God also should bless to see the reality. It is For example, sorry if Shivana is taking a very critical example. Since 30 years, we are doing Jayanamaguna Sankeerthana. Every one of us know. Since 1995. Every one of us know. And however, in 2004, there was a great experience by His Holiness Paramapuja Avatar, Shri Datta Ganapat Sachidananda Dattapaji, and Mahavatar Babaji, and Gauranga Nitai, and Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa Maharaja, and Shirdi Sainatha. Okay, that is another satsanga. We cannot say those experiences online. So from 2004, it was named as Datta Adhyatmika Brunda or Datta Bhajan Brunda. Just like that. Some 3 or 4 people or even single. We used to do bhajans. So we have 2004 and 5, Appaji blessed, whatnot. Then Shivana realized what does it mean Kundalini. Okay, that is another satsanga. Now, as we were progressing spiritually, we are being blessed to conduct bhajans free. Since 30 years, we are doing free bhajans. Even for transportation, we will not take money. Shivana will shell out from his own pocket. 150% true. You can see Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja. Shivana, when he sits here, never lies. That is His Holiness Paramapuja Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja, Yogda Maharaja, Appaji, and Shirdi Sainatha, and Sri Ramakrishna Paramsa Maharaja, and Taramate. Blessings. Right. Number one. Number two. So we kept on calling devotees, please come and participate. Something happens when we do, because life is very short, please come participate. Like that, Shivana used to request. Then also they have got doubts. Okay, why is calling? He might be having some benefits. What benefits Shivana will have? I don't know. Now, see the reality. Because it is free, right? Shivana is wondering. Yesterday I was talking to Taramate. Shivana is wondering what I have to do to say that it's real experience. Okay, no problem. Now slowly we have continued, and in 2023, February 11th, we were doing Geo Meet, Google Meet, that to this. So slowly, when Appaji called for Nadarchana, we went there. We had a very great experience. Appaji, with his own hands, he gifted us chocolates. That is more than life for lifetime. Good. So we have continued slowly. Now, even today, we will not charge anything. It is not that you have to ask to come Jainamuna Sankirtana to do bhajans. Reality is cannot be perceived. So one day, why Shivana is telling us? On one day, Shivana asked, because devotees have asked that they are very far away. Some devotees of Jainamuguna Sankirtana, Samasta Guru Mandala are in Mexico, Malaysia, and other places in India, UP, Tamil Nadu, so on and so forth. So the moment when we came back, so Shivana doesn't know that YT, YouTube, requires minimum 1,000 members to go live. It was announced before the day when we are going to Mysore Ashrama that Shivana thought to show that we are doing this out of course, I don't, Shivana doesn't say that it is ecstasy, but out of enthusiasm, too much enthusiasm. Oh, we want to show Jayanamugana Sankirtan, like that Shivana thought, and came back, and we have started live. Okay, no problem. Now, Shivana asked one satsanga, how Jayanamugana Sankirtana is going. What do you feel? The devotee says, Shivana is a leader. Some 10 or 15 members will follow. And for more views and all, Shivana started English, Telugu Satsanga and English Satsanga. Shivana was wondering, is it so? So people can even think in this way. Shivana wondered, really, literally. He wondered, oh, this is the way also people think. Of course, it is having milk in the toddy shop, because All these platforms are for public, for fame, name, money, and all. So, what should Shivana say now? That to what? That to what? It is very critical. So, Shivana doesn't have complaints. Please understand. Shivana have no expectations. Just is acting as an instrument. Shivana also knows one or the other day the mobile phone, the YTL, everything is departed. He will leave the body. Of course, there is time, no problem. There is some good amount of time to leave the body. Please understand. So, what Shivana wanted to say is that private interpretations based upon our own cult, own thought process, too much of reasoning, you cannot see a real service. We cannot see a real sage. We cannot understand the divinity because all 24 hours we are rubbing ourselves in the material world, commenting, criticizing, debating, thinking. What happens? Mind is corrupted. So, even, eh, okay, not yours. Shivana's mind is corrupted. Shivana's mind is corrupted. So, Shivana will feel that is he's great, the self-expression. Now, this self-expression is I am, I am, I know. That is the reason. In spite of telling several times, we have made a relearning of autobiography of a yogi so that Appa will feel happy. Who are we, Shivana? He doesn't know anything. Shivana doesn't know anything. Only Babaji and Yoga. What he knows? Nothing. That is the reason relearning. Someone told, why don't you write explanation? Oh God's sake, who is Shivana to explain Yoga? We cannot utter a single word. Only travel with the Yoga. We are relearning. We have to go. We have to keep on moving. Keep on moving. Good. Geovadi, good. So what happens is that Appa says truth. If we wanted to notice truth, you have to be pure. You have to be pure. That's it. There is no other, what do you say, way out. Oh, lot of time. Tattanograha. And more importantly, one should understand that Jayanamaguna Sankirtan is really blessed. Such a wonderful platform Babaji has blessed us. Really. Probably you may notice it or not. Shivana noticed it. Shivana feels that this half an hour, 1 hour is purely tapasya and purely it is in the service of Holy God, only onto the God. We don't have any expectations. Everyone should try to experience that divinity, that joy. Once you touch that nectar, 150% you cannot leave it. That's what Shivana feels. Oh, so many people coming, going, coming, going, coming, going. Why don't they enjoy that bliss? Once if you catch hold of that nectar, final. In lifetime, we cannot leave it. That is the capacity of Bhakti Kriya Yoga and Nama Guna Sankirtana and Satsanga. See how good it is. You please write Jaya, Jagadguru, Paramahansa, Yogananda, Maharaja. We have to write Maharaja. He is Maharaja to us because he is our family member. Should we belittle our family member? No. Jaya, Jagadguru, Paramahamsa, Yogananda, Maharaja. See, when you utter your Guru's name, full Muladhara say, till crown, it should go. The oh, vibration. If I say anything online, people may think I am acting. Okay, no. in private satsanga, not in public. We'll discuss Dattanugraha. So Lord Shiva is very, very happy. Many people are asking so much time. No, Lord Venkatesha. We will go to Tirupati, Tirumala Balaji and come back. Ganesha is very, very happy. ఏడు కొండల సామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల సామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 ఏడు గోడలు దాటి ఏడు గడపలు దాటి ఏడు గడమౌ నిన్ను చూడబొత్తురు మునులు ఏడు గోడలు దాటి ఏడు గడపలు దాటి ఏడు గడమౌ నిన్ను చూడబొత్తురు మునులు మూడు నాడుల గెలిచి ఏడు కలవలు తెరచి మాడు రంధ్రము తొలచి కూడెదరు నిను ఘనులు మూడు నాడుల గెలచి ఏడు కలవలు తెరచి మాడు రంధ్రము తొలచి కూడెదరు నిను ఘనులు గోవింద 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 ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 గుండె వాకిటులు ఏడు ఊర్ధ్వలోకములేడు వీటినేలెడిరేడు నీ కన్న నింకేడు గుండె వాకిటులేడు ఊర్ధ్వలోకములేడు నీటినేలెడిరేడు నీ కన్న నింకేడు గోడు గోడు అనుజనుల తోడు నీడవు నీవు యోగ బాధ పుతుటుల వెలుగు వెన్నెల నీవు గోవింద గోడు గోడు అనుజనుల తోడు నీడవు నీవు యోగ భాగ పుతుటుల వెలుగు వెన్నెల నీవు గోవింద 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 ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 పద్మావతి దేవి అలువేలు మంగమ్మ పారవశ్యము తోడ ఓరచూచెడిరి నిన్ను పద్మావతి దేవి అలువేలు మంగమ్మ పారవశ్యము తోడ ఓరచూచెడిరి నిన్ను దివిలోన సురవరులు భువిలోన మునిజనులు ధ్యానాన గని సచ్చిదానంద మందెద దివిలోన సురవరులు భువిలోన మునిజనులు గానాన గని సచ్చిదానంద మందెదరు గోవింద 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 ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద ఏడు కొండల స్వామి గోవింద ఏడు కలదా నీకు గోవింద 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 Govinda, 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 Idu Kondala Sami Govinda, Idu Kaladani Ku Govinda, Idu Kondala Sami Govinda, Idu Kaladani Ku Govinda, 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 Govinda. Why Govinda is very happy? Because Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Keshava Madhava, bolo bolo, Keshava Madhava, Keshava Madhava, Keshava Madhava, Keshava Madhava, Keshava Madhava, Keshava Madhava, Om Namo Narayanaya, 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 Shava Madhava, bolo bolo, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Om Namo Narayanaya, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Gauranganisai, 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 Gaurangachitamnya, Gaurangachitam, Gaurangachitamnya, Gaurangachitamnya, Gaurangachitam, Gaurangachitamnya, Gaurangachitamnya, Gaurangachitam, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Shava Madhava, Hari. Lord Hari is very, very happy. And Lord Hari says, Lord Krishna says, O Jayana Muguna Sankeerthana, you are very much blessed. Because Shivaya Purata Rudraya Namaha, 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 Shivaya Purata Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya 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 Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Babaji 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 Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya Gurave Rudraya Namaha Shivaya 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 Gurave Babaji Namaha Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha Shivaya Gurave Babaji Namaha Om Aim Kim Shin Shwarama Anagataya 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 Namaha Om Aim Kim Kim 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 Shwarama Anagataya Namaha Anaghaya Namaha Anandaya Namaha Hari. We are very much blessed. Jayanamaguna Sankirtana. As Jayanamaguna Sankirtana is very much blessed. There was a question. So, of course, it is to our Jayanamaguna Sankirtana disciples and divine associates. As I was telling, oh, sorry, as Shivana was telling, someone misquoted. Matlab, they have their own interpretations out of pride or whatever it is, but we forgive them. Now, but it runs, the thought runs, every sincere prayer and thought will be answered by God, by Guru. That what happened. So today, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja sent a message. Why Jainamugana Sankirtana is doing continuously? Mahavatar Paramapuja, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja says, you can also write, karma is an inevitable law. Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja says, karma is an inevitable law of cause and effect. Whatever we do, it will come back. By which all living beings reap the fruits of their actions and thoughts. Karma is an inevitable law of cause and effect by which all living beings reap the fruits of their actions and thoughts. Jesus stated the law of karma in the words, as you sow, so shall you reap. Once again, Lord Christ, Jesus says, stated the law of karma in the words, as we sow, so shall we reap. The law of karma is above all things. Karma starts when movement starts in the mind. Karma starts when the movement starts in the mind. To stop karma, we must bring the mind to the state of silence and voidness beyond which God can be known. Only a yogi knows how to do this. Otherwise, as long as a man breathes, he is creating karma. No one can remain without action, even for a minute. Therefore, learn. O Jayanamaguna Sankirtana, Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja says, learn how to dedicate your every action to the Lord. Learn how to dedicate your every action to the holy feet of Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja. So the moment mind starts, karma starts. The karma cannot be described. The law of karma is above all things. See, this is what Jayanamaguna Sankirtana is trying to do. Every action, every thought, for only to the God, to the lotus feet of God and Guru, Samasta Guru Mandali. So today Mahavatar Babaji Maharaja is very much blessing. Dattanugraha. समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय, समस्त गुरुमंडली की जय, अनगादत्त महाराज की जय, परम पूज्य महाअवतार बाबाजी महाराज की जय, तरमत की जय, तरमत की जय, जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय, जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय, जय नाम गुण संकीर्तन की जय.